I'm one of those people that fits a lot of shit to do in a little amount of time, and I'm going to show you how I do it in this YouTube video. So you can read the title. This is how I structure my day to balance gym, nutrition, work, content creation, trading, and still have a social life. So let's get right into it. So the reality of it all is that there's no easy way out of this shit. I work from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. most weekdays, and that's just the reality of it. So I wake up at 6, get to my actual 9 to 5 job at 7, so I guess a 7 to 5 job. I work straight up till 5, get off, go straight to the gym, which is like 5 minutes down the road for me, go work out, usually go do a walk and get back around 7:30, maybe 8ish, depending on if it's leg day or not. Leg days usually take me a little longer, so let's just call it 8. And then from 8 to really 9:30, I'm working on either trading or content creation, and that's just how my weekdays go. It is what it is. There's no easy way out of it. That's just part of having so many commitments that I want to do. So this only works, and I can only do this because I run on systems, not emotions. If I listen to my emotions, I probably would only do this one day a week, if that. Honestly, no. I probably would just, be a fat ass and go watch Netflix after work for 5 hours. So if you want to do a lot of shit, you can't listen to your emotions. You have to learn to ignore them, which is a skill, I think. But here's kind of my day in life and how I do it every weekday. So when it comes to my weekdays, I have non-negotiables. So that's at least a 30-minute gym session, and that max an hour. So there are days where I just feel like shit. Maybe I didn't get enough sleep, and I really, really, really don't want to work out. But like I said, I don't listen to my emotions, so I still go to the gym. But I do kind of deal with myself where I can like superset everything and basically make it like a HIIT workout, like high intensity interval training, where I just like sprint through it. They aren't the best muscle building workouts, so to say. You don't get the best pumps, whatever, but it's still a workout. It's better than nothing, and I got it done. Maximum is 1 hour, maybe an hour 10 minutes if it's like my leg day, because I like to take longer rests on those days. But I don't sit in the gym for like an hour and a half, 2 hours like some people do. I don't go talk to people and like make buddies at the gym. Like that's a waste of time in my opinion. Like I'm there to work out, get in there, get out. Almost every weekday I do have built-in rest days on Monday and Thursday usually, or I'll switch it to Monday, Friday, whatever. However my week is working out there. Now the gym session is after work. I do have a full-time job. I work 7 to 5. I get up at 6 a.m. to get there at 7. And yeah, that's that. I come home, and if I'm not working on content, then I'm working on trading. I review my trades, I execute my trades, I journal my trades. I think trading is cool. It's kind of like a hobby right now. It could turn into something serious. But that just takes a really long time to get good at. It takes like 2, 3, 4, 5 years to get good at trading. So that's like a long-term play for me, and it's just something I enjoy. But that is something I do after work if I'm not working on content. And then I'm in bed by 9:30. I usually read for about 15 minutes, and then I'm asleep by 9:45, 10 p.m. at the latest, in order to get up at 6 a.m. Now you may be thinking, oh, well your weekends you can just chill. No, not necessarily. Friday night and after 12 p.m. on Saturday are like my 2 rest blocks, if you want to call it, because I block everything in my week. But Saturday morning until noon, so it is Saturday, well it's Sunday, but on Saturday I would work till noon, and on Sunday is an entire work day. Maybe not Sunday night after like 7 or 8 p.m. I'm not doing anything work or fitness related. So during this time, Saturday morning and all of Sunday, I batch all my content on these days. So Right now, that's 1 YouTube video a week and 21 reels, 14 to 21 reels that I repurpose between TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts. So Saturday morning is like where I plan everything, I get all my ideas together, and then Sunday is the actual plan execution where I make the YouTube videos, I make the reels, blah blah blah. I edit them all, I make the thumbnails, film them all that shit. Now, it kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie. It's not fun. Like, my Sundays are really, really hard, and we'll get into that. But that sets up the rest of my week to be on autopilot. I'm getting automatic wins for the rest of the week because I sucked it up on the weekend and did this. I didn't listen to my emotions and did what I needed to get done. I did what I said I was going to do. And if you watched my video on confidence, you'll know that that is extremely important. Now, I know we're kind of hopping back and forth between weekends and weekdays, but back to weekdays. Like I was saying, I have a work block from 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. This is like no phone, no distractions, and I'm either trading or I'm content. It's earlier in the week, like Monday and Tuesday, is usually finishing up content that I couldn't get done on Saturday and Sunday, and then the rest of the week is usually trading. That's just because I prioritize content over trading, and you need to figure out what your priorities are in your life. Next, I also have midday micro tasks when it comes to my weekdays. I have small breaks throughout the day to check markets and see if any trade setups are happening. I will sometimes make a reel right there middle of the day, or I'll film a couple things for reels that I know I'm gonna make in the future. I work on my lunch to schedule posts, respond to comments, journal trades, do some paper trades, back test, whatever it is I need to get done. And I will prep things the night before to save time. So I will lay out my clothes the night before. I already have my meals prepped from Sunday. And so basically every week, every day is prepped for the next day to make the next day a little bit easier. Back to weekends. I did tell you I do take breaks. That would be Friday, once I get off of work, which is 5 p.m. and also after 12 p.m. on Saturday. So basically my whole day Saturday, besides the morning, are completely off limits. I don't think about this shit at all. I don't think about trading. I don't think about content. I just am like a vegetable, or I go out with friends. It's like one of the two. I either do nothing or I go with friends. This helps me prevent burnout. I did have a time in my life where all I did was work, and burnout is a real thing and it sucks, and I never want to feel that again. So I do schedule these in my life to make sure I can avoid burnout. Sunday, as I was saying, is a really, really big day for me. My Sundays are hard as shit. Really the day. Nighttime I can chill out, but Sunday daytime while the sun is out, they're hard as shit. But that one hard day makes the other 6 days fairly easy. This is where I batch my content. So like I said, 1 long YouTube and 14 to 21 reels. This day I'm doing 2 YouTube videos, so getting crazy. I study setups, and also I trade a little bit today. I also meal prep, clean up my room and shit from the weekend, or I'll use it as like recovery time where I just watch a show and relax and kind of take my mind off of things. So I guess you could include Sunday night as one of my break times, from like 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. really. Now, I'm not just raw dogging this stuff. I do use tools to help me do this, and these are some of the tools that I use that basically anyone can use in their life, no matter what you do, except for one, and you'll probably see that. First one, Google Calendar. This is for time blocking. As you can tell, I time block literally everything in my life. I time block my rest times, I time block my workouts, I time block trading time, I time block content creation, I time block everything. Google or Apple calendars are a great way to do this, and you can set it up to give you reminders so that you don't forget what you need to be doing at that time in your day. Next one is Apple reminders, or I kind of use both Apple reminders and the alarm setup, so that alarms will go off when I need to be doing things. This just reminds me to do the habits that I said I was going to do. They're like little habit triggers and remind me to do things. Buffer.io, this is the one that not everyone can use, but if you want to get into content creation, you can just basically schedule your post throughout the entire week, throughout the entire month if you wanted to. And you don't have to think about content ever again if you just schedule it. The Notes app, my brain is like running 24/7, and I just need somewhere to dump all my ideas every single day, every single hour. And so this is where I do it. I just literally just brain dump into the Notes app on my phone. I use ChatGPT. Duh, pretty self-explanatory. I ask it literally every question that I have pop up in my head. And the last one is MyFitnessPal. This is to track my meal preps, just so I have a rough idea of what my calories look like, and also I check my protein on here to make sure that I'm getting enough protein. But I'm not super crazy about tracking it as long as my calories and protein look good enough. And that's it. Like I said, I don't run off of emotions. I run off of systems. Do I really feel like working my ass off today and meal prepping and trading and setting up all this content? No, I don't. But I don't run off emotions, I run off of systems, and this is my time block to do all that. So many people waste 3 to 5 hours a day on bullshit, scrolling, TV, etc. And then they complain about where they're at in their life. This time that you waste can be used to build a life you don't want to escape from. You use scrolling, you use TV, you use Netflix to escape from the life that you're in right now. But if you just use this time properly, consistently, over a long period of time, you're going to eventually build a life that you don't want to escape from. As you can tell from the video, I don't find time for things. I schedule every single thing in my life to avoid forgetting about things, to avoid not having time to do things. And that's what allows me to get so much done in my day, in my week, because everything is planned out. Everything has its own little time to do that one thing. You're either building your goals, building the life that you want, or you're distracting yourself from achieving them. This is what it looks like if you truly want to achieve your goals. It takes grit, it takes not listening to your emotions, which is a skill that can be learned over time, and it takes an insane amount of dedication. So this is like a little glimpse into a day in my life and what it really looks like. Some of you may think I'm a psycho, but it is what it is. Maybe I'll film an actual day in my life if someone really wants it, but there's that. I hope you guys enjoyed a little glimpse into my life, and I'll see y'all in the next one.